Good, glorious morning, everyone. We have a beauty today. The humidity's a little bit lower. Take a moment. Take a moment to just pause as you step in today. Feel the calm. Take a deep breath. Most people, your mind is on overdrive. To-do lists, obligations, people, commitment, job, finances, all the things that just rush in the mind. Memories about the past. Perhaps you're worrying about the future. Perhaps you had a situation that happened you can't seem to shake or let go of. Well, this is the moment. There's going to be a key here today that will be discovered. Perhaps you'll be the one to discover the key today. Take a moment, breathe in through your nose. Listen, you've been thinking all week. You've been, maybe you've been obsessing about something. A calm body comes from a calm mind. A calm mind comes from breath. Just allow yourself to be calm. Let your senses absorb what's happening in this moment. Breathe in through your nose. Let the belly expand. Let it expand. Loosen up your shoulders. Roll your shoulders out. Soften your brow. In through the nose. Soft, slow exhale. Through the mouth. In through the nose. Soft, slow exhale. This moment is real. This moment is all that's real. What has been on your mind? Can you let it go today? Can you be aware of it? Can you embrace it? Can you feel it without being attached to it? I'm going to share some poetry with you this morning. I'm going to take a walk with you today. We're going to just see what unfolds. We're going to see what unfolds. Benjamin Franklin said, the current age is never. I gotta share this. This is so cool. The current age is never the golden age. In other words, the golden age, collectively, historically, is never the current age. The golden age is a moment past, or perhaps it's a utopia that we want to create, but it's never now. And that collectiveness that was aware that Ben Franklin was aware of is pervasive in the individual. We are always somewhere else most of the time. Can we usher in a new way? Can we allow this moment? Let's share a little poem I wrote. It's called Selficity. So I'll share this right now. Ever running on the rails of mind and thought, my time ceaselessly sold and bought. This endless cycle is all I'm seeing. Am I a human doing or a human being? I feel like I've learned my lessons. Now I crave pure presence. Oh, let this moment magnify. I'm free to laugh and I'm free to cry. The moment passes, it cannot be saved. My true self is what I longingly craved. My authenticity discovered. I am saved. You ever feel like that? You're ever running on the wheels of thought and you can lose yourself. Like, what's real? What do I really crave? Let me share a poem by, well, I'm just going to read it and then I'll tell you who it's by. Don't think. Quit pouring thoughts like kerosene on everything fresh and green, burning it to the root. Be a fool, drunk on love, soaked in awe till dry reeds are sweet as sugar cane. A lion leaps out of his cage. A man leaps out of his mind. Bravery is delicious. Madness, not some circumspect, cagey thought, sly and ungiving. Why scheme for a morsel? Curb your insatiable hunger, and you won't be seduced by a trickster or reduced to being one. When greed groans, I act deaf. When greed groans, I act deaf. And greed doesn't just come with money. Greed could be you're seeking constant validation, or someone is seeking constant validation to feed the ego. Greed's ultimately about the ego, isn't it? So can we tap into this right here? This is Rumi, by the way. This is a Rumi poetic prose, whatever you want to call it. Don't think. Quit pouring thoughts like kerosene on everything fresh and green, burning it to the root. Incredible, incredible poem. Think about that. Have you been pouring thought on everything, and just so much so that you're taking away the essence of it? Let's see if we can shift gears here and look this way. I'm going to take a moment to just pause again, and I got another poem for it. I got something to share. It's not really a poem, but I think it's really going to serve you. So just take a moment. I want to make sure we make this a practice. Living fully in the moment is a practice. And the practice is to pause. It's to pause and breathe. And even when you physically stop and you want to create stillness, it doesn't mean that this stops, does it? As a matter of fact, this might kick up even more. So can you allow the kick up? Can you say, I expect that my thoughts are going to kick up. I accept that they're going to kick up, and I just allow them. And just see if you can just find the moments of the vacuum and the void. They might seem fleeting at first, but as you practice it, it becomes more pronounced. And then you might be at work and you're you're stressed, you're getting ready for a meeting, and you're stressed, but then you pause. Maybe you have to, there's a challenging conversation with your spouse or your loved one, and your anxiety's kicked up, and you're in reactionary mode, but you pause and you step into the moment. And making this a practice is what changes your life. Sure, if you sit and meditate for an hour, that's great. This is about taking presence and making it a practice throughout your day and throughout your life. That's the power in this. It's owning the micro moment to step back, like we're going to do right now. Take a moment and just pause and breathe and allow yourself to just allow the moment to unfold and be what it is. Okay. Did you take a moment to pause and breathe? How are you feeling? Check in with yourself. Can you share something with you here? Look at the sky as often as possible, and your thoughts will become light and clear. Be quiet a lot. Speak little, and silence will come in your heart, and your spirit will be calm and full of peace. That is a quote from Saint Seraphim of Sarov. It's a renowned Russian saint, one of the most renowned Russian saints. And I would say nature is pointing you to your heart and soul, what's true and authentic. And here's another quote by Seraphim of Sarov. Acquire a peaceful spirit, and thousands around you will be saved. Acquire a peaceful spirit, and thousands around you will be saved. Wow. Wow. That is profound and deep. And I couldn't agree more. Lift your head up as much as you can. Look at the sky as often as you can. Think about the contrast of how often we're around man-made materials, walls, buildings, bricks, synthetic materials, floors, computer screens, cars. Even in our car, we get to look out, but still we're inside of a container. How often do we get out and look at the sky? Perhaps it's not enough. Perhaps we can usher in this openness. We can look up at the sky. We can look up at the trees against the blue backdrop. And in that moment, we can find the present moment, and we can find peace. We can breathe deep and trust that it's all going to be okay some way, somehow. We're going to figure it out, even when we don't see the answers. And then we might notice a beauty that we didn't see before. I'm glad you're here today. I want to share with you. I have a poetry book that I'm working on, and this is something that has evolved, opened up for me. I'm grateful. And let me just share that with you. It's called Seeds of Infinitude. It will be out this year. Stay tuned for that. Follow along to this YouTube channel. If you're getting this live or on the playback, you can go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you're on the podcast, I invite you to come over to the video. It'll augment your experience with Power Pure Presence. If you are on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, please come over to the YouTube channel, interact with me, let me know you're there, let me know this is having an impact on you, and so we get the fuel to keep going, to keep doing this, and continue to let the journey unfold. Continue to breathe deep, continue to be in the moment. I need this just as much as you do, and it's an ongoing process. It really is. So I want to share, what else did I want to share with you? Let me share this. So a couple things I want to share. First, I'm going to share, while you're waiting for Seeds of Infinitude, there's a book called Flashpoint that I wrote, Manifesting the Moment of Your Big Breakthrough. This book is about creating a breakthrough in your life, and presence is a huge part of it. Stillness is a part of it, finding the stillness. And then Seeds of Infinitude is the book that will be out later this year. That's the poetry book. There is a couple poems in this book, The Jump, and also Sinews of Community, about finding, being in a community today. And then we also have the Seeds of, like I said, Seeds of Infinitude will be out. So you can find that on Amazon or go to my website, austinhaynes.com, under books, and you'll find it. So I wanted to share this with you. I was kind of on the fence about this, but I'm going to share this with you because this was something I wrote Saturday, July 15th. I was focusing on the book and just thought, let me do some writing, and then this is what came out. So the more I find the present moment, the more I'm able to write and just allow it to flow. So I'll give it a moment here, and then we'll. All right, here we go. Beautiful, same pond. And if you're on the podcast, we're at Hopkins Pond in Haddonfield. This has become my spot until I start traveling again. And it's a beautiful backdrop here, so I'm really loving this. So here we go. Discover your true essence and express it. The greatest expression is the soft whisper of the soul. It makes sense to me now that stillness and solitude, those things are the fertile soil for your genius seed to sprout. We spend a large part of our lives filling up with information, yet we do not give ourselves time to allow it to germinate. We just add more and more info. Our heads become a metaphor of our lives. We stack information in the catacombs of our minds like the closets and garages in our home. We keep filling them up with just in case items, but most of the stuff never gets used again. We're not even aware of the last time we touch a said item. We operate from scarcity. The information in our heads becomes stored, and most of it will never be used again. Stillness, solitude, presence. Make a way for the seeds of your true essence to sprout and germinate. Less is more. As the sun shines on my face in this moment, less is more. Stillness is key. Most people do not feel worthy and operate from scarcity and lack of trust. Trust the stillness. Trust the void. Trust, trust, trust. That's the answer. I want to thank you for being here today for another episode of Power of Pure Presence. My name's Austin. I want to invite you to go over to the YouTube channel, and I will have an itinerary up. There's going to be some live poetry inspirational sessions I'm going to be doing. It's going to be a combination of poetry, presence. It's going to be very inspirational, and it's going to be very insightful. And my intention that this is you know how you go to the health store and you get a shot of like wheatgrass or a shot of something very nutritional, something nutritional with high nutrition. That's what I want this poetry to be. I want this to be somewhat short bites. I want it to impact you. I want it to have an impact on you as it's impacting me. So I'm glad you're here today. I want to encourage you again to follow along at the YouTube channel. And will you find stillness? Will you find time to quiet the mind? Will you find time to see what arises from that deeper place? Say that you will. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.